Heart Pocket is the charity of the Freemasons of Queensland. We operate as a philanthropic foundation and we manage an investment portfolio of financial assets that have been built up over the last 100 years by the Freemasons. That's money put aside for the benefit of the community. We do two things. We do philanthropy from the income, and we also do social impact investing with our capital. Well, our purpose is stated as to partner for change for people in need in Queensland and Papua New Guinea. We find great organisations and great leaders doing things that are very impactful. Our strategic partnerships are focused on young people in need in Queensland, and then we do a range of other things where we support the community more generally, and we also support the members of the Freemasons of Queensland in their community activity at a local level. The Freemasons and Heart Pocket have always been involved in responses to disasters when disaster strikes, and also been a very regional kind of spread organisation. They're very connected to their local communities, and we do. Queensland is also the most regionalised of the states. There's more people living outside of the capital cities in Queensland than any other state. It's really important that we remember how sometimes it's more difficult to live there, it's more expensive, the infrastructure sometimes is, and the services don't necessarily reach all the places in Queensland where people love to live. So it's a combination of where our members are and the heritage of the organisation, and also understanding that to sustain healthy and vibrant communities in Queensland, we have to remember that a huge majority, or a huge portion of Queenslanders don't live just in the capital city. And the board's very forward-looking and future-focused, and so we understand that our future is really, an investment in our young people is the best investment that we can make, and that the future that they're facing is changing quickly. We've done some really good kind of risk analysis of in our strategy process to understand what climate change will mean for our organisation and for our members and the local communities. So, as a philanthropic foundation, we don't think about it just in terms of what we give, but it's also embedded into our strategy in terms of the way that we invest as well. And we have a responsible investment policy that has an exclusion for fossil fuels and or for new and expansion of fossil fuels. And we also have a real focus on investing our money in a way that drives a positive transition and a sustainable future. Part of the reason that we've partnered with FRRR is because as a philanthropic foundation, we have a small team and we're not really geared up to deal with lots of local communities and do smaller amounts of smaller grants, multiple small grants to a large number of organisations across the community. And so it's a great partnership for us from that point of view, in that FRRR has got the expertise and the relationships across Queensland or across regional and rural communities. And we knew that if we were going to put philanthropic money towards resilience building, that sometimes those small investments, but across a number of different communities, can be really, really impactful. FRRR provides that for us, and being able to have a focus on resilience building and climate adaptation is what we were looking for. So, you guys had the ability and the understanding from a thematic and technical point of view about what those projects would look like in local communities. And then this year, when we came to FRRR saying, well, we'd like to shift it from just disaster response to action on climate, FRRR was really open to that idea and worked with us to develop the climate solutions grant round, so that extra money could be focused on that as a very specific issue and a specific set of responses from local communities. Well, there's an interesting partnership that's kind of complementary to the work that we do with FRRR. So we also have a partnership with Give It. And what we do in a year, being a Queensland organisation, is that we have we know that there's going to be disasters during and things happening to communities during the summer, which is really unfortunate, but it happens every year, or most years. And so in anticipation of that, we have a kind of a placeholder in our budget for what we might be able to give to disaster. So if disaster strikes, we already have a relationship set up with Give It where we can respond quite quickly, and we can give an amount to Give It, and then they distribute that to people in need in local communities. And that's actually through grassroots organisations. If you were starting out as a funder in regional communities or in resilience building or in climate solutions or anything like that, I'd suggest there's probably two places you could go. So Philanthropy Australia has great networks of both organisations who deliver services and want to attract philanthropy, and organisations who give and want to be part of philanthropic giving. And they have networks that they establish around different topic areas that people are interested in. So if you're really interested in giving to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander organisations or issues, then you can join a network that is like a learning circle around how to partner well. Another really interesting collaborative network is called the Australian Environmental Grantmakers Network. That's a place where you can go to meet people who are specifically interested in environment and climate. And they have a climate community of practice around giving and responding to climate as a philanthropist or a funder. And through FRRR, you could get, if you're a new donor, you could get connected to other donors. And I think one of the things that FRRR does really well is they do act as a bit of an intermediary and kind of a channel, combining funds from different organisations. I'm sure FRRR could also be a place where you find collaborations to join. I think another thing that we do in our partnerships is we also really believe in that maxim about pay what it takes. Every organisation needs governance, and you need to invest into your IT systems, and you need to invest into your people's learning and development and all those things. Both FRRR and Give It and our other partnerships as well. We understand how important that is, and we talk to our partners about that, and we like to understand how much is needed for those organisational costs. So that's a key part of the way that we work as a partner.